Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you from the land down under. And today I'm joining you with my very first creative team layout for Scrapbook Fantasies. Earlier this year I auditioned and I am now a member of the creative family team, and here you can see my first layout using the wonderful Nautical Dreams papers that I was sent to work with. Now, these are the word sheets with some quotes and some simple words and phrases which I will use on this layout. These are really bright and colourful and very useful, as you know, when you create a layout, to have some word phrases that complement what you're doing. They are from the Nautical Dreams, and Alicia Bradshaw has created those herself here in Australia. And these are the fussy cut items from fussy cut paper cuts, and you can just cut these ones out and use them. Today I'm going to be using the Nautical Dreams page number 2, and I'm actually only going to use a little bit out of this. I do like this anchor, but I choose not to use it in the end. But this paper is very, very good, and the fussy cuts on the other side are very versatile. I love this paper, Nautical Dreams number 6, which I did pull out because I thought I would use it, but I actually am not going to use it on this layout. That will come in future ones very soon. This one is Nautical Dreams number 5, and I am using the reverse side of this one. So that paper is very beautiful, but I want to use the wood paneling here, and I use the rope, and I've put the lighthouse to the side. Now this beautiful bright red ties nicely with my photos that I'm going to use, and it's Nautical Dreams number 1. And from here I'm also using this circle with the boat, and I actually end up using the tie there as well. And of course, anyone who knows me knows I love wood grain. I love this paper. The blue wood grain is perfect for my layout, but I have many, many, many sheets of this paper because it is so good. It is number 3, and this other side is just as perfect, and I am going to use that rope with the knot in it, so I have to manipulate. I do love the waves in that paper, but I'm going to concentrate on the wood grain. I have some white cardstock as my base, and I have these 2 photos from my recent trip to Canada and Alaska. This one was when we were in Campbell River in Canada, and we were going out on the Zodiac to look at whales that day. So I'm going to start with this, and as I said, all of these papers come from Scrapbook Fantasies. Alyssa designs them herself. They're printed here in Australia, and she does ship worldwide. I will have all the details for you down in my description box for you to purchase these wonderful papers. Alright, so I have cut that one down to 6.5, and then I'm going to cut these ones down to 5, and I bring them down to 3.5, so that I'm basically building a block template that I'm going to use throughout this. It's going to be a grid type thing, but I add a little bit of interest to it through some diagonals. So I'm just trimming off that rope, which I will go back and fussy cut. This one as well is going to be 5 inches, and this one is only 3.5 in the middle. So there you get my design. I'm taking off 1/2 inch here to fill in that grid lock paper. So I like to add a little bit of distressing with a paper distresser. If you don't own a tool, you can use your scissors as you saw me demonstrate. That gives the paper a little bit of dimension, and edging for your paper adds some more interest for the layout to be looked at. It does produce a lot of paper dust. That's the one thing when you do distress paper, but you just shake it off and it's gone. Now I want some of this red in it, and I do like that little wash house or beach shed, as they are often called and are found down in Melbourne, I believe. So I'm just trimming around it because I want to use it, and I'm using this red stripe as a contrast to all the blue. And I really do like the red, and it complements my photos, as I said. And remember, when I scrap, I always look at my photos, and my photo colours direct what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to take out a little bit of this burlap or gingham, or Hessian paper that Alyssa has designed, and I'm going to use that as well in this creative design for this layout. So first of all, I'm just going to put in up here at the top a strip of the red and the white, and I'm also going to add it down here to the bottom. But first of all, I need to trim out some of the white cardstock because I'm going to use it to mount my photos, and that is going to add a lift to the photos from the busy background. It's always important to look at that when you're designing your layouts. If you have a busy background, a mounting of your photo just brings it up off the page and gives it that little bit of extra focus to what the actual layout's about, and that's your photos. So I choose to use 3.5 by 5 inch photos these days. I will use 6x4s at times, but generally it's a 3x5 by 5. It's a full photo, but it just allows for more workability on the page, I find, and I love how I can manipulate those around quite easily. So I'm just going to adhere using double-sided tape, expressive double-sided tape, which Scrapbook Fantasies do supply, and I'm just layering my photos. Now you'll see I'll lift this multiple times as I play with the design. At first I was going to have my photo out the top, but then I decided I didn't want the extra people that were in the photo to be the focal point, so I've covered them up with the zodiac that we went on the ride. Now this day was a great day. We actually did get out and we saw some orcas, and we saw some humpbacks, and we saw sea lions, we saw some seals, we saw lots of different things, cormorants, lots of different sea life around as we were out. And we were very fortunate enough to see the orcas, and they were actually on the hunt, and they killed a seal, and we also saw some humpbacks playing. So layouts down in the future will show those images that we captured that day, but this was me getting ready to go out on the Zodiac for my first time. I'm going to use this round image here with the boat to be a focal part of the lower part of this layout. It's all that nautical tying together. I've used the back of the piece that I've cut out, and that has that wave effect on it, so that's adding into that surf mode, that movement of water, which I wanted to present because this is where we were heading out with this Zodiac. So I'm just going to fussy cut around the poles. I'm tying the rope in. I fussy cut that out, even taking out the innards of that knot so that you get that reflected through the photo and the papers. I'm putting some pop tape on here because I want the foam tape to lift it up off the page to give that dimension, and also to look like the rope is being tied to the poles and acting as an anchor for the photos and the boat image. Now this is fiddly and it can be fussy, but it does have that effect. I really like how the rope ties in the nautical feel for this. The Zodiacs were tied off. All boats are when they're in dock. I fussed around whether I was going to use that little house, but I chose not to in the end, and went back with this banner, which I'm going to place up here in the top right hand corner after some decision making. I then went to the fussy cut sheet and I cut out the anchor because I want the anchor at the top as a dangle, and I'm using more of that rope strip to tie it all together. And that's going to sit there at the top, and that balances out the top left and the top right. I'm going to also use that rope down the bottom panel, and also in the end I put it across the top panel as well, and then that ties all three of them together. I fussy cut out the second set of the poles so that it gives that balanced look, and it also looks like a more of a dock that boats are joined to. Best part about these papers, as I said, they are Australian made, they are bright, and the quality is amazing. I really do like working with this cardstock and this paper. It is nice and thick. Using my dies, I cut out the word adventure, and I've used that with the blue wood grain so that it all complements in the page. I fussy cut out the poppies in the red and the blue so that they are alternate, and I've used word phrasing from the word sheet. One says all aboard, the other one says by the seashore, and the other one says best day ever. And it actually ended up being one of the best days ever of our tour. As I said, we did 21 days in Alaska and Canada, and we saw some amazing things, and a lot of them were around the sea and the ocean. So there's perfect timing for these papers. I've just added in where we were, which was Campbell River in British Columbia, and I'm adding in pops of colour, which are the same as Nouveau drops, which you can also purchase through Scrapbook Fantasies or utilise the enamel dots. So there's my layout. I've built it up from the flat layout. I've added some texture through the distressing. It's quite simple. The product is beautiful to work with, and it created such an effective layout for these photos and a memory that I have that is very special. So hopefully something here has inspired you. I'm sure it has. Remember, as part of the creative team, I want you to enjoy the product, see how you can work with it. You can see how this has come together. The little seagull there hides where the rope joins in. I have the banner there tying it all together. I've also used the word nautical off the branding strip. Remember, Alyssa Rachel is the designer and creator of all these products. They do ship internationally. I will put all the details for the store down below and all the papers that I've used in this layout. If anything here is captured your attention, please feel free to copy away and use the product the same way I have. I am representing Scrapbook Fantasies as part of their creative team in this layout. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. I'm coming to you from the land down under. Don't forget to give me a like if you like something here today. Hopefully I've earned it from you. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so you can see all of my design team layouts and everything else that comes up. Leave me a comment, I'll get back to you. Give me some feedback, it's always helpful. Remember, you can find me on all my socials under Kathy Loves to Scrap, including Instagram, where all my layouts end up, even those without a video. Thanks for watching. Happy scrapping. Till next time.